We still don't know why above 8,000 feet we're safe. Go, 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 go!
Hunter's last filter burnt out. The hospital in Boulder will have a crate of them.
You're gonna have to go below the line at least a dozen times.
If I don't go, Hunter dies.
Hi, George. My name is Ruben Peralta from Colegas.net. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm really honored to be talking to you, man, because that Judgment Bureau is one of those movies that I really enjoy when it came out. So why this fascination to sci-fi? Do you feel that sci-fi has to be more creative when you wanted to tell a story?
Well, I think it allows you to talk about sort of ultimate larger things without sort of talking about them directly. So, in the Adjustment Bureau, the notion of sort of why we're here and what does fate mean and what does free will mean and what does it mean if you have one view of fate versus free will. And in this movie, our rationality is our greatest gift. It's the way that we solve problems, like the problem that they're in with these monsters. How do they survive? And at the same time, it can be the thing that created the dilemma in the first place. And so, there's some surprises at the end of the movie that I hope raise the issue for people about like, well, maybe rationality is a double-edged sword, right? And trying to tell that in a realistic way, but in a sci-fi world, it gives me the best of both worlds because I can push the thematic really far because it's sci-fi, and yet try and constrain it by things that look visually real, characters that act in real ways, put them in the real places. Those are all real places. Every place you saw is real and above 8,000 feet and so forth.
As a writer, when you adapt someone else's material, did that affect you the way you want to create your own personal world? Because you have to create characters, you have created characters, but now as a director, you don't direct your own material. Is there any difference at the moment to shoot a movie and create your vision?
Yeah, I mean, when you're writing it, you have these conversations inside your own head. Oh, well, I just want to change that line, or I think this character needs to arc in a different way. When you're directing it, you're talking to another person, whether that person is the writer to say, hey, can we change this aspect or that aspect of something? Whether it's, an actor, you're re-scripting it maybe with the actor, not like in the moment, and you're adding to the script. Even if you don't change the lines, the way that the person says the lines, where they are and how they move when they're saying them, when they stop, when they look at the camera, when I'm close to you, those are all writing in a way, right? Or talking to the director of photography about, how do we use the camera to tell this is what I want this scene to convey. So in a way, they're all part of the writing process. If you're talking about writing to create the story and to create the emotions and to create the touchstone and the feel of the movie.
Well, also it's the music involved, the editing involved. Like now you're in charge of everything, and I think the movie worked perfectly because.
Thank you. Because
you're a very creative person. And I just want to say thank you because this is a really fun movie. I haven't had that much fun in a while watching a movie. Because I'm a really fan of post-apocalyptic movies. So
awesome.
Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward for what next for you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ruben.
This kind of movies always fascinated me. And it's because the physicality they take as an actor for you. How is it work like knowing that something, let's say, is chasing you, but you have to act like it? So it takes another mindset as an actress and as a creative person that working along with the director.
The good thing about a movie like this is, yes, you are pretending a monster is there, and that is difficult in itself, but the physicality of it really aids the process of falling into that mindset. And because we were shooting at such a high elevation on location in Colorado, you feel, one, physically exhausted really fast, and two, just like immersed in the world. And that's all because of George, obviously.
Because the movie has a lot of outdoors. And that's why I ask about the physicality. And I assume you have to have some kind of relationship with your co-stars to check and to rehearsal all those stuff. And to me, it's fascinating. Since I'm a kid, I've been watching these kind of movies, and I always wonder how these people prepared themselves to be chased, and physically, we as a spectator know that something's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we had to train physically before we got there just to be able to breathe at that altitude, let alone run. So there was definitely a physical training aspect for sure. And then I don't know, I had such a trust in George, the director,
Yeah.
initially George Nolfi, because he really brings you into the process. He's very collaborative, and he's like such a nerd for movies, which is my favorite kind of person. And Anthony and Marina are just like really easy people to get along with and work with. So it wasn't hard. I'll say that.
We have had a lot of like this movie in the past years, and I think that me as an audience, I'm fascinated. I'm looking forward for new things. How do you expect the people gonna react to Elevation? Because for me, it makes two things that's really scary. It's something that is after you and the elevation, and they just have to survive. It's so many things that these post-apocalyptic movies usually tell. How do you expect? How do you feel that the audience is gonna react? Because to me, this is something different. Because now it's adding the elevation of the situation.
I don't know. People ask a version of this question like, what do I hope that audiences will take away? Or and I mean, my answer is boring, but I really try hard not to think about that. I just hope that people have fun. That's my main thing that I hope for. And if they take away a message, that's great. That's
I,
George's.
I don't think it's boring because for me as a kid, this is the kind of movie that I always enjoy watching at the movies. And I think the what you guys did is really outstanding. I remember that I stopped breathing for like I don't know 2 minutes, and I think that's why we pay tickets to go to the movie theaters and do not sit at home to watch.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. And yes, same sci-fi movies and like movies like this with monsters were my favorite to watch when I was little. So yeah, I just hope people have a good time.
So you are my kind of people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maria, and congratulations. It's a great movie. It's fun.
Okay, good. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.